Hello. Welcome to Blue Radio. I'm Lisa, and each week we will discuss some of my favorite records. I invite you to listen to the songs however you like as we go along. This week we will discuss Up, Up, and Away. Up, Up, and Away is one of those records that hits you right from the very first beat. There is no easing into this record. Hal Blaine on drums is in the left channel, strong and very punchy. And he's really making that ride cymbal talk almost like it's a melodic instrument. Let's describe where we are tonight. Western Recorders in the 6000 block of Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California. It is early 1967. A vocal quintet known as the Fifth Dimension is the artist. Johnny Rivers, the producer, Bones Howe, the engineer. The song was by a new writer named Jimmy Webb. Now, back to that left channel. Joe Osborne's bass is there in all its clarity. Tommy Tedesco is present too on classical guitar and probably Larry Knechtel on piano, a piano, by the way, that we can very barely hear. And on the right is a rhythm section made up of the piano and possibly a rhythm guitar, also a harp. If I sound indefinite, it is because whatever is on the right channel is way down in the mix. Even the harp, as a lead instrument, is not up much. There is also an atonal bell-like instrument playing here and there. It sounds like a triangle. It is very tentative and its value questionable. In the middle, we've got a brass and string section along with the vocals. So the intro is wrapped up in a quick 4 bars. Now, onto the verse. Listen to this. It sounds magical. Gliding through the Hollywood night like this, we're flying higher than the Griffith Park Observatory, man. The vocals are a cool ensemble of 2 gals and 3 guys who not only sing well, but sing well together. Florence LaRue, Marilyn McCoo, Lamont McLemore, Ronald Townsend, and Billy Davis are the 5 voices here. Jimmy Webb, in cahoots with the group itself, arranged the vocals. The verse is an up-tempo bossa nova with a beautiful occasional reverb lick on Hal's snare, added by engineer Bones Howe. Let's take a minute here and speak of Bones. His reputation around town as an engineer was as good as you could get. He'd also started producing, having had some hits with the association. Do not let this shift in Bones' profession lead you to believe that the 2 disciplines, mixing and producing, have anything in common. They don't. Being good in one has nothing to do with being good in the other. However, Bones Howe happened to be very good at both. Okay, let's go on. Another element of the record's exotica is Tommy Tedesco's flamenco guitar. Tommy is less audible in verses 2 and 3, particularly the latter, as there is a flute all over verse 3 playing fill. Couldn't find a credit for the flutist, but it is almost certainly Jim Horn. And let's not overlook the magic of Marty Paich and a couple of dozen members of the Los Angeles Philharmonic string section. They sound so light and airy, you wouldn't want to change as much as one single bowing. These melody lines are simple, yet effective. Marty also wrote the brass chart. They play all the accented passages, and that's about it, and that is quite enough for this record. Then, a very effective pre-chorus, partly because of a key change, because it takes us right into the chorus, which is the purpose of a pre-chorus. It's time to talk about key changes. There are 12 keys in music, and there are 7 of them in Up, Up, and Away. Some are more obvious than others, but why are they there? To continually energize the song. It is the song that it is, partly because of these modulations. Jimmy Webb is a master of key changes, not because he uses a bunch, but because he uses them with such taste. Back to the structure. After another verse and another chorus, it's on to the bridge. Joe Osborne has the instrumental lead here simply by representing the bass voice of Jimmy Webb's intricate chord changes. Joe plays nearly this whole section in eighth notes. The drum pattern changes too. Hal goes to the peaceful simplicity of eighth notes on the hi-hat cymbals. Each player in the rhythm section changing their patterns helps to distinguish the bridge from the rest of the song. Another verse, then chorus, then the ending. The ending is a fade featuring fills by Hal Blaine in what is, in effect, a drum solo. Another change for the ending, a different group of Fifth Dimension singers is added in a repetitional thing that jumps back and forth between left and right of the stereo spectrum. All of the elements of a big record are there: the song, the arrangement, the sonics, the performance. And producer Johnny Rivers had enough gold records on his wall to know what was required. Johnny found the song by having the good sense to have signed Webb, an unknown songwriter at the time, to a publishing contract. This was Jimmy's first hit, and a big one. Top 10 and a Grammy. As well, Johnny had the Fifth Dimension signed to a record contract. It must have been Rivers who put the song together with the singers. A perfect match. A brilliant choice. Just think for a moment. Who else could have sung it? The Mamas and the Papas? The Beach Boys? Two great vocal groups, but I cannot imagine them singing this song. No way. No way. How about a solo artist? Let's take Glen Campbell, a guy who did great things with some of Jimmy's other songs. No. Clearly, Up, Up is not right for him. Nothing can save one of these song and singer mismatches. Not great part writing, not great performing, nothing. The Fifth Dimension had 2 single releases before this and remained nearly unknown. This record changed all that. So there is Up, Up, and Away. And 1967 would not have been as cool without it.